Good morning, student. Today we are going to see the unit 2 is a function and string. And in function and string, there are topics covered are fruitful function, return values, parameters, local and global scope function, composition, recursions, and strings. Then list as arrays. Some example programs are there that we see the first topic of fruitful function. Okay, what is a fruitful function? Fruitful function is a block of code that perform a task. It is a function that returns a value back to the program. For example, we take on a real-time example. If you put a seed to the plant, or if you give a definitely plant gives a fruit to the humans. This is a sweet example. If you give one thing means that one gives another thing. That is a real-time example. Okay. Next, we see the examples. That function that returns a value after execution. That means after some execution, the functions function value is to be returned. Unlike a void functions, it contains some results. It's only perform the actions. For example, take a def square. Def square is nothing but we want to do a square root. Here return x into x means print square of 5. Then output 5 in become. And return value is nothing but is used to give back a value from a function. Functions can return numbers, text, list, or even other functions. For example, we take add function, add a comma b. We want to return add a plus b. Return a plus b. That means it's add the functions and give the output value. Then print add of 10 comma 20. We want to give something 30 comma 40, 50 comma 90, like that anything we want to give. Next, we move for a parameters. Parameters are the input we want to pass the data into a functions. Here there are types of parameters. One is the positional parameters, default parameters, and keyword parameters. Positional is nothing but is ordered matters. Default is nothing but is a value given if not passed, and keyword is nothing but is specific by name. Here example is a greet. Def greet of name comma message is equal to we want to give a hello message. We want to return some message what we give, that's a message comma name. Here greet of Priya is a name. Message already we give hello. We want to give a name, no. For that I give my name as a Priya. Then output is come as hello Priya. Then we want to print greet of we want to print instead of hello we want to print a welcome. So Priya comma welcome means welcome Priya is come. And next we see the local and global scope. Local variable is nothing but it create inside the functions. It only used inside. Global variables is nothing but it creates outside. Can be used everywhere. For example, we take x is equal to 10. That's a global function. We want to use anywhere, inside, outside, anywhere we can use. But we define the function in local variable. For example, if use def function is in the some local variable function. Here x is equal to 5. Return x. Here the return x means is 5 only came. After completion of that def function, we can't able to move outside and call the function of x. Next, function composition. Function composition is nothing but we can combine the function. Then the output of one becomes input of another. That output of one function, so this input of another. Here we take an example. Def square of x. Return x into x. X into x means 2 into 2 means 4. Def double of x means return x. We give some x values. It returns some square root. That only we want to going to print a function. Then recursion. Recursion is nothing but a function calling itself. Is used for problems like a factorial, food process, searching, etc. And here we see the example of def factorial. If n equal to 0. Return 1. Here we give a n value that is equal to 0 means we want to return value 1. If not means return 1, then return n into factorial of n minus 1. Then print the function. And also what are the things we see fruitful functions return values. Parameter helps pause inputs. Variables have local and global scope. Functions can be composed together. Recursion allows a function to call itself. This is the exact things that we cover in this topic.